Fred.
Hey, Brad. What do you take away from a game that had that many different ups and downs?
First, praise my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. I think the ultimate thing is that we stuck with it. It was a lot of, like you said, it was like 5 different games in one tonight. We got off to a shaky start, and then our bench comes in and makes a lot of noise and brings us back, and then before you know it, we're up at half. We're going into the second half. We're winning. All of a sudden, they make their run. It gets a little crazy and nerve-wracking at the end, but I think it just shows our kind of poise and our growth. I think earlier in the year we definitely would have folded in those situations, but we did a good job of defending and executing when we needed to down the stretch.
And tomorrow they're announcing all-star starters. As of the last returns, you were still in the lead in the East. What's your mentality going into that whole thing?
I ain't gonna say I don't care, but you know what I mean. Like I don't put really too much focus on it. Like my ultimate thing is just trying to help my team win. It's definitely a blessing and an honor to be in that position because there's so many guys who are deserving to, one, be in the game, and then two, it's definitely enough guys who deserve to start. So to be able to have that recognition is an honor. I don't take it for granted. Just motivates me to continue to work on my craft for sure.
Ava.
Brad, what did you feel like was the turning point ahead of that second quarter there? You mentioned the bench. Scott also said that Russ spoke to you guys and got into you guys a little bit.
Yeah, it was just, we had to pick up our intensity. They weren't doing anything, special. They were just playing harder than we were. They're getting a lot of offensive rebounds, and that's stuff we can control, myself included. So it was just a matter of just getting stops, one, then boxing our guy out and securing the ball. I think we did a really good job of that in the second quarter on through the rest of the game. I think the first quarter was absolutely terrible for us, but we definitely credit our bench and guys for being ready and helping us give us a fuse that we needed.
And what's the emotion that you have when you see Davis have a night like he has tonight? Does it feel like relief? Are you excited for him? Is it just nice to see him kind of back?
All of the above, because we know how he puts a lot of pressure on himself to be perfect every game and to make every shot. And, he's human just like me and everybody else. So, when he does have games like this, you just keep feeding him. You keep giving him the ball. You keep giving him the ball as much as we possibly can. And he's always going to shoot it. He's going to shoot it. If he's 0 for 50 and if he's 50 for 50, he's going to shoot. And that's what we want him to do. So he knows that it was a great game for him tonight. But even then, I think it was just other stuff in the game that he was doing that got him going. He was locked in defensively. He was getting rebounds. He's putting his body in plays. And, I think that definitely just carried over to offense.
Chase.
Hey, Brad, when Davis is shooting as well as he has these last 2 games, what's it like having that come off the bench?
It's a spark, it's one like we seen tonight. We needed it, I think it's definitely, it creates a lot of opportunities for guys to drive, especially in the second group with Ao and Russ out there. It gives them open lanes to be able to create because you can't help off Davis where you might as well sprint back on the other end and count it. So, we trust in him. It's coach mixes up the lineups here and there. We've been 3-0 the last 3 with the lineups that we have. So he's comfortable with it. Like I said, whenever he's ready to go and giving us a lift, it's even better.
And it seemed like you and Russ each found each other in rhythm for some, especially around the basket, some easy buckets. How's your chemistry with him in particular developing as you learn how to play with each other?
It's grown. It's easier for me because I don't always need the ball in my hand. I'm able to read my guys and play off of them. And I feel like that's all I do with Russ. I let him have his opportunities of creating, when he wants to go into a back down, when he wants to go into his one-on-one. We grant him, those opportunities, and he's successful with them. He creates plays for us. So we love it. All I have to do is just continue to move without the ball, trust my teammates, kind come off screens hard, screen other guys, just keep defenses off balance with how they can guard us.
Neil?
Brad, I've noticed this season you guys do a lot of clapping on the bench. Why do you think that is, and what's the benefit from it?
That's a wild ass question, man. I mean, I guess guys are happy, you know. I think if I'm over there pissed off, you know, it's Brad's upset, you know. But now everybody's clapping. So I guess maybe it's the wins, I guess. I don't know. I mean, winning brings on great attitudes. But I mean, nobody, like I always said at the beginning of the year, nobody hates the next man. Nobody doesn't, wish any ill on the next man. We're all great character guys. And we know that, nobody's going to feel sorry for us and nobody's going to dig us out of this hole but ourselves. We can only do that collectively and together, and just encouraging each other, cheering each other on throughout the whole game is, something that we've been developing and embracing as a team.
Do you feel like that's not necessarily the case? I was meaning it in the sense of when you guys are down early, guys are trying to say, okay, it's still a lot of time left, things like that.
Yeah, I mean, because we know we have to build off of our last two games. We can't fall back into those bad habits. At times we do, but there's gonna be times in which tonight we don't get off to good starts. Our energy isn't there, and you're gonna need that energy, that spark from someone, because we damn sure don't have fans. So we have to create that energy within ourselves from the get-go. And so when we come out a little flat, the only thing we can do is rely on the man next to you to kind of give you some encouragement, to keep going. Guys tell me all the time I miss 2 shots, turn the ball over, whatever. Keep going, keep attacking. So that's always good and positive to hear. We spread that message throughout to everybody, and so it's definitely promising and great signs to see.
Matt? Paris?
Hey, Brad. Just curious, with the fan vote, do you think last year's snub kind of contributed to a reason why you're leading it at all? Like, do you think it raised your profile, or fans were kind of encouraged to vote for you after what happened last year?
Yeah, I think it's a little bit of everything. I definitely think the snub has a little bit to do with it. I wouldn't say all the way to the point to where they made it point to where I had to start, but I think it was just gaining the recognition last year, and then it just carried over to this year. And me just constantly working on my game and playing the way I've been playing. But I never take all the credit. I always credit God, credit my teammates, and just continue to do what I do and continue to control what I can control.
And what is it kind of like to be known as that guy, the guy who's snubbed, the guy who doesn't get that recognition?
It's tough at times, but ultimately it brings you back to why do you play the game? When I first picked up a basketball, it wasn't to win a trophy. It wasn't to win someone's approval. It wasn't to win someone's vote. And so it always brings me back, and I think that's been my approach the last couple of years. Is you guys hear me all the time say I don't care about All-Star, I don't care about if I make it, because at the end of the day, accolades is not what I want to be remembered by. I want to be remembered by the impact I leave on people. So however that looks, however many All-Stars, all NBAs, whatever, I can care less. I just want to be a dominant player and leave a lasting impact on people.
Culture of sports? Puerto Rico?
Uh-oh.
Yep, that would be you. No? Okay, last question to Quentin Mayo.
What's up, B?
She was word.
You're 3-0 with this new starting lineup of you, Russ, Rui, Mo, and Garrison Matthews. Is that the new starting lineup you guys need to rock with for the rest of the season?
I mean, it's working. The old saying, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So, I think that's been kind of our approach last couple games. And obviously, coach is going to, he's the head honcho. He's going to make that decision. But I think having Mo and putting Mo and Garrison into the lineup generated some energy. And I think it lit a little fire up on the guys that coach, decided to bench and take out a lineup too. So I think it played in our favor the last couple games. So I think come Portland, you probably see the same thing.
And what's the feeling as you're on the verge of being an all-star starter? What's that feeling like for you?
It hasn't hit me yet, honestly. It really has. Like I don't know. I think I'm just so mind-boggled by last year and this year is just like two different extremes.
Yeah.
So I think it really hasn't hit me yet. But you know, it'll definitely be, you know, a special moment. You know, for me, I think my family will probably be more excited than I will. But you know, I never take anything for granted. Like I said before, it's a motivational thing for me. You know, to be recognized for that, then you know, there's so many other great guys who are in this position too. There's so many other great guys who will be next to you who deserve to be where you are. You know, so that's just motivation to just continue to work at it, continue to be better.
And real quick, how important was it for you guys to get on this streak right before this road trip?
Huge, 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 huge. For one, just winning at home. Winning at home, getting wins, period. It's always, you know, great. Granted, there is an advantage, but there isn't an advantage. You know, being at home, being on the road. But you know, it's always good to be able to, you know, have that home stand and be able to get some wins, and then one right before you leave out. You know, that's always the hardest one to get. So that's definitely a good boost of confidence before we head out west.
All right, B.
Thank you.